So my name is Rob Jarrell, also known as DJ Avalanche, and I'm from High Point, North Carolina.
All right, Rob. Well, it's great to have you here. My first question for you is, where did your initial interest for music come from? Slash, did you have a musical background before becoming a DJ?
Yeah, so I grew up going to just a lot of concerts and stuff that really sort of sparked my interest in performing. But also growing up, I, sort of took piano lessons, did the piano thing, guitar. I've always loved music, always enjoyed being around it. And then sort of in high school, my sort of fascination with making playlists and sort of figuring out how songs flow together started. And then the next step was kind of like, you know what, I think I'm going to try this DJ thing out. And here we are.
Awesome. So, what was your first show? And since then, what kind of venues have you played at?
Okay, so my very first show was in the basement of a friend's house in high school. And we had gotten a bunch of friends together, and he had this great, huge basement, tile floor, just pile all the friends from high school in. And we had a couple of things there before, and he was like, hey man, do you want to play music? And so I was always on the music, on the playlist playing, and I was like, you know what, this is a good venue for me to try to start DJing. So I went to the pawn shop, got the cheapest possible deck that I could find, got some speakers, learned how to hook it up, all that, and sort of taught myself around it in my bedroom. And then when the opportunity arose to play at his house, I was like, this would be fun. And so that was my first show. Since then, I've played at a few venues, a lot of bars, mostly in Chapel Hill, Cat's Cradle. I did that, which is a venue in Carborough, North Carolina. They have some pretty good acts. I've played there 3 or 4 times, opening for other artists. I've opened for Waka Flocka, Sammy Adams, Ugly God. A couple of those are triple platinum, which is kind of cool. But when I first got to school, I started just doing fraternity parties and stuff, and then it sort of took off from there, and just a lot of gigs. There was a time where I was doing it every single weekend. And then now I live in DC, so I've done a couple shows in DC. I had a couple of venues up there, some big clubs and stuff. But yeah.
Nice. Who would you say are some of your biggest inspirations in music?
I have so many inspirations because I like so many different genres of music. So everything from 90s rock, Blink-182, AC/DC, which is a little older. But in sort of the music that I play, I would say Kygo is a huge inspiration for me. I love sort of that tropical house sound. And Matoma as well. He's sort of a DJ that does some remixes that I really enjoy. It's got some rap in there, so you can it's sort of a crowd pleaser with just a really good beat and just great melodies that I really like to sort of emulate those kinds of songs and stuff.
So what has been one of your best memories while DJing?
Oh gosh, I would say opening for Sammy Adams. Definitely opening for Sammy Adams. He just has such a fun group of people that he tours with, and he came over to my house and hung out with everybody before the show, and we got to talk about music, and we got to talk about his inspirations and how he got into it and what he does. And then, before the show, hanging out in his tour bus, which was sick. It got me into this mentality of it would be sick to be a big DJ. And Oh man, that was a great day. Definitely one of the best memories of DJing. And all my friends showed up to the show, and I looked out in the crowd and I just saw like everybody, and I was like, this is awesome. And I'm up there performing, and the lights were going, and the sound was perfect, just perfect, crisp. And I got down from the stage, and like Sammy had an opener that came on after me, and like I just heard in the crowd, like, people were chanting DJ Avalanche, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, while the other opener was on stage, and like, I felt bad, because, you know, I appreciate everybody who's in music, especially those guys, you know, who are opening, because that's exactly what I do, but I was just like, it was just a really cool experience.
So, I know you're still doing, like, a couple shows now, but what does the future look like for DJ Avalanche?
Well, we'll see. It's definitely a lot more competitive trying to get shows up in a big city like DC. You know, and I've got the background. I think I've got the talent. I really need to sort of hone that and focus on that more. And really just kind of getting out there and working, right? Just putting in the time, trying to get shows, trying to get gigs. And, you know, I do it because I love it. I love being on stage. I love seeing the crowd. I love performing. And honestly, if I never get, I really don't have plans to ever get big or like get famous or go on some huge tour. Like, I just enjoy playing.
Awesome. So the last question I have for you is, how would you describe your personal brand as the DJ Avalanche?
Yes, the DJ Avalanche brand. I remember exactly where I was sitting when I was surrounded by some of my friends. We were just like talking, and I had gone by like a couple of stupid DJ names, like DJ Robbie Bangers and like all this stuff, and I was like, you know what, I need a better name. Like, I've got to come up with a brand. And so I was sitting with some guys, and they're like, what about DJ Avalanche? And I was like, okay, all right, that actually sounds sick. And so as it started getting explained to me as to why that would be a good name, everybody was like, oh yeah, that's a great name, go for it. And then I something about like there's like some sort of parallel that I can't put my finger on between like the energy and like the power of an avalanche, and just like, it's just like, whoa, this is this crazy natural thing that like happens and like snows cascading down a mountain. And like, I just like love that idea, like, of just like the energy and the power, like bring it to the stage, just stuff like, just want to get, you know, like an avalanche, like I drop the beat and like, whew, just, I don't know. The DJ Avalanche brand is, it's a brand. And you know, I've like made t-shirts and stuff and stickers, and you know, I ran out in like a week from t-shirts. And people seem to like it. I like it. I like the idea of it. And, you know, you can't name yourself when you're a DJ. It has to come, I feel like it has to come naturally. And I think the DJ Avalanche brand came pretty naturally.
Right on. Well, thank you for being here, Rob.
Happy to be here.
It's not gonna stay here.
Oh, it's not?
No.
See what we can do here, boys.
What?